Okay, so really quick, I just want to thank you for 150 subscribers, and today we're going to be taking a look at Kingdom Rodimus Prime. Okay, so right off the bat, this thing is not worth $80. So here he is with Hot Rod and Ultra Magnus. And if you were to take a closer look at these guys together, you'll actually notice that Rodimus Prime is going for a different aesthetic. He has a lot more panel lines, which isn't terrible, but he definitely sticks out. Here he is with Galvatron, and yeah, these do not scale well at all. Galvatron should have been a Voyager, and I will save that argument for that review. But this is definitely not the scale they should be at. Galvatron shouldn't be that buff. Galvatron should be slimmer. Now let's take a look at his accessories. Of course, he comes with his gun. He comes with a sword, which oddly paint chipped on one of the sides for me. He also comes with a matrix, just like every other leader. It's actually different on the backside, oddly enough. He also comes with all these blast effects, which most of them you can't even like use for his main side pipe guns. You know, they're kind of useless. And he also comes with a trailer, which I do like the trailer's battle station platform mode. Now, one little gimmick that people generally praise is his hands. I think that these things are absolutely terrible. They don't want to work. They just do not pose correctly, and they're always getting stuck on themselves. Here he is with Rodimus Prime from the cartoon, and he doesn't look like Rodimus, I feel, very much. Which is weird, because Hot Rod looked exactly like Hot Rod. His chest is just way too wide, and it also just feels way too much like a panel covering up a bunch of junk behind it, and it's way too thin. It just does not look like that. And you know why they did this? For the vehicle mode, because this is actually the real chest. This is not a fake chest, which I think would have been vastly superior, because that would have actually gave them both good looks. Another problem is these tires. While they do tab in, which is nice, they don't like to roll in his vehicle mode, which is a problem Hot Rod didn't have. Now let's get into his transformation, and I sped it up, but I feel like a lot of the processes on this are just worse than the Hot Rod. Like, he has these complicated arm guard things, which Hot Rod accomplished in like 2 steps. These little panels like to fall off the front of the car. It's really annoying to transform. There's already paint chipping on the chest, which sucks. His leg panels, you actually have to flex more than the Hot Rod, which was a big complaining point for a lot of people. And that's why I just think Hot Rod's a lot better than this figure. I don't see why people praise this so much when they hated Hot Rod so much. And ultimately, I still think Hot Rod looks better. Better transformations, better 2 modes. Hot Rod's just the better figure here. I think Rodimus would have looked better if the cockpit started right there. I think it would have made it look a lot better, and it would have probably made it look better with the trailer. Let's bring that in to see how it looks. And it sticks out way too far. It looks like a red rocket. I feel like if the windshield was back a little bit farther, it would look better. He also has this massive gap right here. It's just so it can slide, like the spoiler can slide into place, which is kind of stupid because it can also lead to paint chipping, and it kind of looks terrible from the side because it sticks out and ruins that flame design. These side pipes don't want to tab in, which is fine, but it doesn't look connected at all. There's also 8 wheels instead of 6 because they didn't line this up. If they did line this up, I don't think that the car would have actually sticked out as far, and I think it would have looked a lot better if they hollowed out a little bit more of the trailer, and they could have put more effort into the transformation to get it here to the combined trailer mode. Oh, and by the way, the trailer looks pretty good right here, doesn't it? Well, that's because this giant, massive chunk of plastic gun isn't in there. Because when it is in there, the trailer has a neat little function where it doesn't like to close up all the way, which means you have to have a giant chunk of plastic off to the side. A little tray can slide out, which is pretty cool, I will admit. You can put some useless accessories in there, like the Matrix Blast, which sucks. By the way, here he is with Scourge. I'm not going to transform any other guys, but here he is. He also comes with these smoke effects, which I don't know if I really mentioned earlier, and this is kind of what persuaded me to buy this toy, because I think it's kind of hilarious how Hasbro is trying to, affect the environment in positive ways, and then they release a toy with this, which looks terrible, but it's kind of hilarious how it is. Anyways, this toy is not good, and I definitely wouldn't recommend it to anyone. I mean, if you're a big hot rod Rodimus Prime fanatic, I'd probably say get it. But ultimately, the hot rod is just so much better, and it's kind of sad because what they achieved at a $30 price point is it's so much better, and people hate that thing, and I really don't know why, because people praise this thing, and I think it has even more problems than the hot rod. Anyways, I know that I've kind of rambled on here for a minute, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.